looks like Chuck's taking the skin boat to Tuna Town.
Do you want to take a life? Do you want to cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Now, what I've got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
Vagina.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
God darn it, Mr. Lamar. You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
God, Dalek Russell. Wait. It's Monday? I wouldn't have known if you didn't tell me. It's Monday morning moccasins. I don't know. I just like the song. What's up, everybody? Start of another week. Cheers to the working man and woman out there. If you're commuting to work or you're at work and fucking off, bless you. It's what I did a lot. Oh, hang on. I got the wrong glasses on. Those glasses, I'll show you. They are held together, by a safety pin because the screw came out. Those are my readers. Morning. Let's see who's here. Fulgrim the Diddy, JM Stater. Oh, where'd it go? Giggity, goat something. Cannibal the Dragon. Smooth the DJ. Mexi Rage. I'm gonna burp. D4KSDB. That's supposed to spell something, and it is going too fast. Hi. Pens, what's up? B-Chain, what's up? Dr. Schlurpo. Richard B. Big Worm 69, who's been a member for 27 months. Live long and prosper. Mr. Blue Sky, I need to put that song back in my workout rotation. It's such a positive song. WG, howdy, WG. Hertz Donut. Hector, Body Paul, and Hector. What's up, Hector? I just assumed you're Spanish. Hector. Órale. ¿Qué onda va ese? Razor Burn. What's up? Kane Dixon. Any relation to Chuck? The prolific, legendary comic book writer, Chuck Dixon, whom we love. We got a little comic book talk today, actually. We do have a little comic book talk today. So what are we going to chat about? Harry Potter. I know. Noons, what's up? My lady? And Big Worm has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Hail. So yeah, we're going to be doing some squaring up. We're going to talk about Harry Potter. We're going to talk about some Super Bowl trailers. Listen, I don't give a shit about Minions or Toy Story or any of the animated stuff. My kids are adults. Just so you know, for parents out there who have kids between the ages of 5 and 12 right now, and parents who have little babies right now, this is your future. 3D animated movies. A fucking shit ton of them. And by the time you're done, you're going to wish you never saw one again for the rest of your life. That's where I'm at. Because between the years of, I'd say, 2003 to what? When was I kid? 2012. I watched every single one. And I think I saw 4 good ones. 4 good ones. Box Trolls. That one's good. Box Trolls is good. What's the 2 strings one? Cujo, and the 2 strings. That one's good. And of course, there's The Incredibles and Monsters Inc. and stuff, but the rest of it's fucking torture. You're right. I gotta turn on my fan. I'm sorry for all these people living in below 0 temperatures. It's warming up to 80 here. I have to turn on my fan. All right, so we're gonna talk about. It's Kubo. Is it Kubo in the 2 strings? It's Kubo. So we are going to discuss some trailers, but just a couple of them. There's one I kind of like, and there's one that's not even a trailer, and it's fucking horrible, and I'm sure you can guess which one it is. They're starting to talk a lot more about Harry Potter. What is all this? Spider-Man. Yeah, I saw some Spider-Man news. We could talk about that. Disclosure Day trailer. I didn't think much of it, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to watch it again. We watched it on Friday Night Tights last night. Or Forbidden Frontier last night. Yeah, one of my shows. So, yeah, Grand Tour's got some new hosts. We could talk about that. But we're also going to talk about Grant Morrison's interesting statement about James Gunn's Superman, where he's either forgets what he's talking about or talks out of both sides of his mouth. And then we're gonna discuss how grateful I am for you guys. I'm gonna show you why I'm grateful for you guys. I'm gonna show you why. Because somebody apparently a couple of days ago had to Grant Morrison is a total crackpot. Like in the video I'm going to show you later, he loses his train of concentration. I would say that's drugs, but that's just me. No, so there's a YouTuber out there who had to make a video explaining why he follows me and Will. Yeah, and some of it actually like makes a lot of sense and it's fine. And then, yeah. So we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that because I think it's a great opportunity to show how awesome you guys are. It's a great opportunity for that. So let's, what do I want to start? Oh, I got to do some business. Got to take care of some business. I'm still behind. So today we are sponsored by Venice AI. Alexa listens to us and recommends products based on our conversations. Meta uses our information based on our browsing and engagement history to sell to other companies like everybody else. Why do we assume AI is going to be any different? It won't. If you've used any of the leading AI apps, you have probably been censored at some point, even for harmless questions or requests, or they just don't do what you command. With Venice AI, it lets you use AI without handing over your sensitive information, with features like messages encrypted and your conversation history is stored only in your browser. AI can be extremely valuable, but we shouldn't need to give up our privacy to use it. Venice utilizes leading open source AI models to deliver text, code, and image generation to your web browser. There's no downloads or installations. The Venice Pro plan unlocks the full platform of features, including PDF, the file kind of PDFs, uploads for summaries, the ability to turn off safe mode for unhindered image generation, the ability to change how Venice interacts with you by modifying the system prompt, limitless text, and high image limits. If you want to use AI without fear of you handing over your most intimate thoughts, you can get 20% off the Pro plan by using my link, venice.ai/nerdrotic, and use code nerdrotic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And yeah, I mean, if you like AI, okay, Dale, if you like AI. Oh, how do I feel about it? Like AI is like a soup that cannot be unmade. But it's just starting. AI is just, and we're going to reach a singularity and it's going to become conscious. Like, that's a big leap. That's a big leap. Bigger brains would have to study that one. I think it's a super internet that'll make us lazier for sure. I don't know if Shad likes AI. Maybe you should ask him on his show. Maybe you should ask him on his show. Where was the Harry? That's not. Where's the Harry Potter article from? The big one from today. Okay, I'll find it. Hang on. I think it was Deadline. No. There it is. Yep. All right. Now we got it. Harry Potter TV series will be the biggest streaming event, period, says Warner Brothers Discovery streaming chief. Well, it would have been. It could have been. It should have been. It should have been. Sorry, I got to get this to my size of reading. But I got 2 words for you. Black Snape. Black Snape prevents that from happening. It's going to ruin the authenticity of the story. It fundamentally changes some of the themes and messages within the story, which was a giant allegory for, fighting evil and discrimination. I mean, it's all there, so you didn't need to add this extra layer, and it's not like it wasn't diverse enough. Remember, this is a period piece. And if you go look at the demographics of the lovely UK now, it's not as diverse as they'd like to say it is. It's still a country of white people, but the story was already diverse. We've said it before, completely unnecessary move. A dumb business decision and purely done for the message. That's all. They didn't even cast like the look of like, you didn't even get a black actor that looks like Snape. So that was red flag number 1. Now we have more red flags. HBO Max's Harry Potter TV series will be the biggest streaming event in history of HBO Max and arguably in streaming, period. Says the streaming chief said today in London. JB Peretti, CEO and president of global streaming and games at WBD, waxed lyrically about the series, which will star Dominic McLaughlin as the child wizard Harry Potter at an event announcing the launch date of HBO Max in the UK and Ireland. Egypt. Harry Potter producer David Wayman will tell you the scope of the production. So he is involved. David Heyman. I say Wayman. Heyman. Detail the meticulousness of what we are going through and what they are building, said Peretti. It takes theatrical to a whole different level. Yeah, it was so meticulous with your casting of Snape. That is meticulous. I mean, that's the word I would use. Meticulous casting. In the series, you can go deeper and tell more of the pieces that you didn't capture into our movies. Yes, of course. Except Black Snape. Casey Bloys, chairman and CEO of HBO and HBO Max content, doesn't like me saying this, but I really think this is the streaming event of the decade. Well, as I said, it absolutely should have been. By all accounts, all you had to do was cast it correctly, adapt it as well as possible. You had a lot more freedom. Don't add anything else. And you can start printing mountains of money, merchandise, video games, repeated views on your streaming service. It will actually be probably a net gain of subscribers to which you have not seen before. All gone. Who's going to sell more Snape t-shirts? Who would have sold more Snape t-shirts? Papa Esiadu or Adam Driver? Go ask Sandman how race-swapping death worked out for that show. Oh, you can't because it's not in production anymore because they canceled it. Sandman was one of the most, despite the authors, this is before the author's troubles, which apparently he's been cleared of. So got to mention that. Male feminist Neil Gaiman. The only thing he's guilty of is not being a male feminist. They usually aren't. Sandman was one of the most sought after comic book properties in the history of comic books that had not been made yet. There was rumors of Sandman movies and TV series forever. And those of you who are comic book fans know how big Sandman was. Arguably, Neil Gaiman made a comic called Books of Magic that's really similar to Harry Potter before Harry Potter came out. But I digress. Books of Magic is my favorite work by him, by the way. Really good art in Sandman. It's kind of girly story. I'm a preacher guy, just gonna say it. So Sandman, the most sought after production in comic books, in independent, well, we can't say independent, in comic books outside of like big superheroes. Sandman was it for a couple of decades. Sandman would have actually probably worked pretty well as a TV show if they had done it right. They got rid of Constantine, put in Jenna Coleman. It's fucking stupid. Made Lucifer a chick, made Death black, and it shit the bed. It shit the bed. And Gaiman was okay with this. So At least he says he was. Maybe he wasn't, but he had he felt captured. This is a little hint of what's to come. Probably feels a little captured by his audience. Fact of the matter is, if they had just cast it correctly, I don't think his audience would have given a shit. I don't think they would have cared. What surprises me is how much of the Harry Potter fandom has actually clapped back against Black Snape. That is a surprise. But it, as it was pointed out on Friday, it does point out like how big and diverse the Harry Potter fandom is. And that the vast majority are not down with the Black Snape thing and they support J.K. Rowling. But admittedly, surprise. It surprised me. Like the Tolkien fandom fucking hating Rings of Power is not surprising. I knew they would fucking hate it. And yes, despite the shills, nobody likes Rings of Power. No self-respecting Tolkien fan likes the Rings of Powers, and all the fucking scholars and professors out there, they're getting a little cash. They're getting a little pale. So there's Black Snape, and then we're starting to get hints that they are going to add not just to like the missing parts from the movies, that they're going to add to the story, which is a fucking terrible idea. So anticipation over the series, which will retell J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter novel series as a multiple season television drama, has been significant ever since it was announced back in April of 2023, when I stated to you guys that this will be the biggest show in the world if they do it right. If they did it right, it would eclipse Game of Thrones numbers at its peak. It would. It would. It's far more accessible than Game of Thrones because kids can watch it. It's more family friendly. It would get unbelievable, astronomical numbers if done right. And it's still like when it starts, it's still going to be huge. Don't get me wrong. The team have been waiting for so long to deliver this in a market as big and important as the UK. The biggest streaming event in the history of HBO Max, and arguably in streaming. They are digging their own grave with these statements. They really are. In streaming, period. It's number 1, 2, and 3 in many ways. So why would you fuck it up? Child actor McLaughlin, who looks like a great Harry Potter, by the way, will star in the show alongside Alistair Stout, who will be playing Ron Weasley, who looks great, and Arabella Stanton. As Hermione Granger. Not a dead ringer for Hermione, but having heard her on the fully cast audio editions, she sounds just like her. So I think it's fine. And there's certain things you could have played with which are fine. I wouldn't like it. You could have race swapped Professor Sprout. I wouldn't have given a shit. The biggest streaming event is blah, 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 blah. So we have the likes of John Lithgow, Janet McTeer, Pada Esiadu. I thought it was Papa. It's Pada Esiadu. Why do I say Papa all the time? Pada Esiadu. And Nick Frost will also have significant roles. The original film series starred, we know who it starred. We know who it starred. So I have been hearing that they are going to add to the book. But they're not just going to be, this isn't going to be the faithful adaptation that we were hoping for. Well, no, that we were promised by Casey Bloys. By Casey Bloys. And I think this will be I think it'll very much be a pop culture battlefield again. Again, it's like these fucking idiots never leer. They never leer. It's such a fucking forced error. No, it's not unforced. It's forced. They knew what they were doing. I know Warner Brothers is the dumbest company, entertainment company on earth, and remain that way, because I have seen nothing to dissuade me from that. And this will go in their Hall of Fame of retardation, of stupidity, will be Black Snape. And you're like, yeah, I know you've talked about it, and I will continue to talk about it. Wait till you see it. I am waiting for those first promo pictures of Severus Snape from this show. Because that will, you'll see. I'll just say you'll see. You'll see what happens. Oh, shit. Videos will be made. YouTube careers will be launched. It will be a fucking shit show. And I think it's going to be a shit show already. You have the 0.0004% transmission lobby out there, be it automatic or manual, who are just going to boycott. So, and then there's going to be Harry Potter fans who hate Black Snape. And then there's going to be absolute purist Harry Potter fans who, and I respect this, like, I'm not going to argue against it, who at even the slightest change of the book will drive them insane. And like, I'm with you. Okay. I'm with you on that one. You do not need to add a single thing. There's nothing. The writer from Severance and His Dark Materials, you know what His Dark Materials is, right? It's a subversion in itself. His Dark Materials. Atheist Narnia. So speaking of Narnia, what do we get? Is that in here, X-Ray Girl? Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is fucking I mean, I don't think anybody's surprised about this. When you hire the Barbie director because she's a woman who directed a big hit movie for women, like, yeah, let's have her do the Chronicles of Narnia, the Christian coded show, so they can subvert it. Like, see, this is where that meeting at Congress, this is where, like, I don't usually say this. You don't have to talk to me. Reach out to Will. Reach out to Ryan. Reach out to somebody to get the right questions for Ted Sarandos. Because one of the things I would have grilled him on, if you're trying to convince the world that, no, this is a woke organization, is like, what are your plans with C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia? The devout Christian, where one of the characters is Jesus. What are you going to do with that? Hiring feminist Greta Gerwig. Well, we know. Oh, dude, they love to, like, Christians are the lowest hanging fruit for them, and it's very easy for them because it still it gives them social credit within Hollywood, because Hollywood, despite people saying it's run by the Jews, it's actually run by the gays. Now, there's an argument for gay Jews, sure, but it's run by the gays, and it's very easy to pick on that. Now, of course, they won't pick on religions that are actually less tolerant of being gay, like Islam. But you see this and you just, like, again, they never leer. Editor Andrew Weisblum on adapting Narnia with Greta Gerwig in a recent interview with Art of the Cut. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this thing's shot too. This is high fantasy. And we got Greta Gerwig doing it, and with a lot of help and a lot of money, maybe, but Right now, I'm working on a film that the source material is very well known. I'm choosing not to refer back to that material because we're doing our own take on it. What is the single biggest complaint from fans of a property when Hollywood gets his hands on it, particularly recently? What is the single most repeated criticism? You're not only veering away from the source material, you disrespect it. So it makes you wonder, why do you spend millions, in some cases billions, to buy a property that has a built-in audience to tell that audience to immediately go fuck themselves? And it's happened so much, you cannot say it is just stupidity. You can't. And you can't say we're doing our own thing. This is willful subversion. That's the only explanation for this. Willful subversion. Ooh, we can turn this Christian work upside down when it's already been done by the person, well, by an author, and then it was adapted in a show who happens to be the showrunner of Harry Potter, too. His Dark Materials. So they're just going to take Narnia and turn it into His Dark Materials again? So it's like double subversion. His darker materials. It's like, I'm so edgy. I'm going to subvert some Christian stuff. You know, dude, that was edgy in like 93. Okay. That was edgy in 88. That's over 30 years ago. No, be edgy, properly adapting Narnia. That would be fucking edgy. It's not a hug box, it's a circle jerk. They're like, I was thinking about it because we were talking, there's some Silicon Valley stuff on X. So if you've watched Silicon Valley in the 8th episode, they have this huge problem of their code was basically ripped off, and they have to find a way to improve it last minute. And they're all kind of giving up. I'm getting somewhere with this. And they're like, well, I don't even want to go to the event now. And then Erlich Bachman says, we're going to the event if I have to jack off everybody in that fucking room. And then they like start figuring out how you could jack off 800 people in a certain amount of time. And through that, figuring out how to jack off 800 people in a certain amount of time, Richard figures out the code, right? It's middle out. It's middle out. That's what fucking Hollywood is right now. It's just tip to tip dicks and people just fucking jerking each other off. Middle out. Fucking Silicon Valley, 10 out of 10 show. If you want to see how Silicon Valley is run, it degrades in quality as it goes on. Still solid. Once they get rid of TJ Miller, though, it kind of, but like season 1 is perfect television. It is funny as fuck. And it actually is the most accurate representation on how well now Hollywood is run and Silicon Valley is run. So, and it's Mike Judge. It's Mike Judge. It's Idiocracy. It's, you know, it's a work of genius, but middle out. Middle out. That's all fucking Hollywood is middle out. They're just stroking each other tip to tip. The DTF ratio, which is dick to floor ratio. You have to see the scene. It's pretty fucking funny. It's pretty funny, but that's what this is. It's our own take on it. So I have been hearing from people inside the industry that they have been really trying to clear out the cancerous elements of Hollywood. Now, nobody's throwing on fucking MAGA hats and being pro-Trump, but they know they have a problem, so they're clearing out a lot of shitty activist writers. I will tell the people who have been saying that publicly and telling me it privately, I will fucking believe it when I see it. Because it doesn't look like that's happened yet. And I keep on hearing, oh, it's a holdover. Like Star Trek Academy is a holdover from it was done a couple of years ago. Those people are gone. And they might be. They might be. Because it's true. It does take time to weed them out. I've seen no signs of improvement. And if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, would they like wokeify Harry Potter? I'd go, they wouldn't be that stupid. They wouldn't be that stupid. And I am a sweet summer child. Of course they'd be that fucking stupid. Should slap myself for saying that. And I am not a passionate Narnia fan. It's okay. I like the first movie. The books are okay. I don't think I'll ever read them again. But a lot of people are passionate Narnia fans, and that's great. I have failed my future self. Yes, it's fucking ridiculous to think that if they wouldn't screw up Harry Potter. You want a great example of adapting a book properly. Now, certainly we have some minor complaints about like the order of how they've done things from the book and possibly a really impactful missing line, which I would be upset about. But other than that, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is one of the best adaptions as far as respecting the material. It is not word for word. It's not even in the same order. They have certainly changed things from the book, but they haven't left much out. Like if we're complaining that they left a line of dialogue, mind you, it's a pretty impactful one. They should really put it in. But as far as adaptions go, this is a shining example of how you adapt a series. It's a lot easier because it's a novella, but they've put everything in. Most of the lines of dialogue, 8% of the dialogue is there, and it's spoken by the person who speaks the dialogue. And it has built momentum over 4 weeks. And I see nothing but A Night of the Seven Kingdoms hype on and maybe because it's what in my algorithm, but that's all I'm seeing, and it's fucking great. It's great. Nobody's arguing. Of course, there's outliers. Nobody's gonna you're never gonna get 100% of the crowd. So of course, there's the people out there who are gonna refuse to watch it or think it's boring, whatever. But the vast majority of the people who have watched this, and I mean vast majority, love it, and it's been building. And like when I saw the first episode, I was like, okay, it's not much there, but it was fine. It was neat. Not going to give it a ringing endorsement, but as time has gone on, as each episode has built over the weeks, the hype has built up, and it hit last week. It hit, and we haven't seen that in a long time. And this is why you release a show weekly. And I, admittedly, I would tell you it might be best binged. But this is how you do it, because it would not have had this kind of hype for 4 weeks. And we're going to have more hype. Wait till next week. Wait till next episode. Don't say anything in the chat. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But yeah, the hype is strong with this show. And it's kind of amazing after, a completely buggered season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones. And I didn't hate it. It just felt incomplete, but a unsatisfying season 2 of House of the Dragon. And I get where Will is coming from. It's a grim fucking show. So it's nice to have a Game of Thrones show that has levity. It's genuinely funny. And chivalry, like a traditional hero. Just want to warn people that this is still Westeros. It's still Westeros. But Dunk and Egg obviously live because they have more stories to tell. And as far as people worried about the unfinished series, I've said it before, all these books are separate little isolated stories. So you could just tell 3 seasons and end it and it'd be fine. It'd be fine. But that's how you adapt a book. You don't do your own thing. You don't see Ira Parker out there saying, I'm going to do my own thing. Let's see what I want to see what this guy's done before. Andrew Weisblum. Listen, I have respect for editors. That's one of the one skills I have. Andrew Weisblum did Black Swan, The Whale, Mother, Alice Through the Looking Glass, The Rat Catcher, Poison, Wolves, and Caught Stealing. Ooh. I didn't like Caught Stealing. There was a lot of potential there. But Darren Aron, so he's done Darren Aronofsky movies, like, yeah. House of the Dragon will be this year in August. So the reason they delayed A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is so it's annually, and you get House of the Dragon every 2 years and A Dunk and Egg every year. But there was only ever going to be, now people are saying they pulled the plug, there was only ever going to be 4 seasons of House of the Dragon. It was originally conceived as, and it might still end up being that way, conceived as an anthology series. And you could certainly do that because you could do House of the Dragon, the Blackfire Rebellions. You could even do Robert's Rebellion under the banner of House of the Dragon. Aegon's Conquest, House of the Dragon. You can just have that be your banner. If that was what they were thinking of originally, they're not sticking to that now. Night of the Seven Kingdoms is based on the book Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's 3 novellas that were done a decade ago. Hedge Knight, Sworn Sword, and The Mystery Knight, which is my favorite of the 3, The Mystery Knight. Our Hilts Hurt are going to call me out for being a simp for Bloodraven, and they are true. All those accusations are true. I would recommend, though, I would recommend getting the graphic novel. You can hopefully find it at your local comic store amongst all the Batman books and all the Pokemon cards and manga. You can find Hedge Knight graphic novel, art by Mike S. Miller. Yeah, just like Spartacus. I mean, Spartacus, that was done out of necessity. They did a prequel afterwards because Andy Whitfield, may he rest in peace. Poor guy. Was fucking great in that. That guy would have gone somewhere. Poor guy died of Hodgkin's disease. Yeah, so Mike S. Miller does the art of the Hedge Knight, and that is my preferred reading of the Hedge Knight. So check that out. And you will see where they get a lot of ideas. Makar, somebody pointed out on Twitter, looks exactly like, I can't remember that original art. I think it was from a card game of A Song of Ice and Fire, but it's 1 for 1. It is 1 for 1. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to find it now. I am not going to be able to find it now. But he looks exactly like the art. Like it is great casting in this show. Dunk's a little old. That's fine. Everybody's a little too old. But everybody's too old in Game of Thrones too. Like Jon Snow is supposed to be a teenager. I don't see it. I'll just try this and see if this works. Oh my God, there's so much. I should have bookmarked it and I didn't. Maybe I liked it. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. Oh, I haven't talked about the Super Bowl because I don't care. I don't care. I didn't watch a second of it. We were doing Forbidden Frontier. I checked in on the score. It was right after halftime. It was 12-0. I'm like, oh, fucking, this sounds brutal. Yeah, I can't find it. Sorry. How come stuff doesn't pop up when you're talking about it like advertisements? That would be really convenient right now. That would be really convenient right now. Maybe you can find it, X-Ray Girl. Somebody, Makar Targaryen, somebody put a picture from the show and from the art, and it looks perfect. And I think it was like Westeros. It's one of the Game of Thrones. There's like 6 of them. 6 Game of Thrones dedicated accounts that are flooding my timeline right now, which is great because then I don't see something like Mandalorian and Grogu. But yeah, so Bad Bunny, all that shit. I didn't care. I guess TPUSA had 10 million people, 5 million people watching. That's a pretty big number if you have to like leave what you're watching and go click on something else, and that's not counting all the other things. And that's great. The NFL is gay. The NFL is really gay now. And they have been. And I gave up the NFL. As you guys know, lifelong Charger fan. First game I went to was Chargers and the Broncos when they originally had their white helmets. In 1974, I still have my ticket stub. Stop buzzing. There we go. Was a season ticket holder, and then they left, and I gave up on the NFL, and I haven't missed it at all. Like, I don't. And now they have teams like the Commanders instead of the Redskins. They're just gay. They have male cheerleaders, and but at least they're telling us to say end racism in the end zone from a league that is filled with wife beaters that they cover up for all the time. Oh, the shit the NFL has covered up for people to save their brand, but they want to come out there and tell you that they are bringing people together. It's corporate slop. Oh, got to get this problem fixed. There we go. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. Well, it's not a trailer. It is an ad. It's supposed to be like a Budweiser ad. and it's pretty cringe. So Star Wars hasn't made a film for the theaters since 2019. 2019. So we're going on 6 years since we've seen a film from, it's not even arguable, the biggest cinematic franchise to ever have been created. There will never be another like it. There was never another like it. And we will never see the likes of it ever again. Ever again. And Kathleen Kennedy, who just recently announced that she is stepping down, is solely responsible for all of it. Solely responsible for all of it. I don't care what she did before. That shit doesn't matter. There used to be a saying in Hollywood, what have you done for me lately? She's done a lot of damage to the greatest cinematic intellectual property of all time. It's still one of the biggest brands in the world, but that will fade. That will fade. It's losing generations. So the movie they decide to come back with is probably the safest pick you could possibly imagine that they had, other than remaking the original trilogy, which they will do. Or I would argue making a Darth Vader movie, like a prequel Darth Vader movie set in between one of the movies of him just hunting Jedi. Why they haven't done that, not really sure. But they would fuck it up anyway. I mean, they made Obi-Wan. So they decide to make Mandalorian and Grogu, which are two derivative characters. It is a derivative Boba Fett and a derivative Yoda. It was originally sold as this Western bounty hunter show, but it just became the cute little baby Yoda show. Look at the cute little baby Yoda doing the cutesy pootsy stootsy stuff. That fad has gone. It is gone. So instead of getting a season 4, which apparently Jon Favreau says we're still going to get, not really sure, don't really care. They decided to make a movie off of its worst season, where the only thing people remember from it are Lizzo and Jack Black and Bo-Katan. So they've already shown a trailer, which, I mean, honestly, I saw it in IMAX and it looked like TV show quality and not good TV show quality. But instead of getting a trailer, Disney spent 10, 20 million to do a riff on a Budweiser commercial. And this made it past marketing departments. This made it past a lot of people who thought this was a good idea, and absolutely nobody likes it.
Sometimes we choose our path. Other times the path chooses us. Through it all, we keep pushing forward, driven by a deeper purpose. Okay. Guided.
Driven by sometimes the path is chosen for us, driven by a deeper purpose. This is supposed to have meaning. It's driven by a deeper repurpose, because we are repurposing derivative characters
by an unseen force. The journey never gets any easier. The bond just gets harder to break. This is the way.
Only in theaters and IMAX, May 22nd.
Oh my God, the voiceover?
Sometimes we...
the voiceover? Only theaters and IMAX, May 22nd. I gotta hear that again. Hang on. Hang on. I gotta reshare it. Remember when we had real movie voiceover guys?
Only in theaters and IMAX, May 22nd.
Only in theaters and IMAX.
Sometimes we choose our path.
May 22nd, boys. It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. Oh. Yeah, what happened in a world? Now it's in a bathhouse. Shit, Clown Wars. That's right. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but even the shills don't like it, which is kind of funny. My guess is, and like this would have been a good opportunity to show a trailer since we are what 3 months away from its release. Three months. Oh, stop it. I don't know what else to say. Star Wars is dead still. It is dead still. It is a dead fucking brand, just like Star Trek, just like Doctor Who. They can try to bring it back as much as they want, and there will always be some people to support it and some people who will say they're going to support it but don't really support it. And the problem is it is nowhere near and never will get the traction that Disney or paid for, to the tune of billions of dollars. They have expectations when it comes to a Star Wars movie should make $1 billion at the box office every fucking time. That's what they expect. This one will make 500 million if they're lucky. But here we are. Doctor Who has one Christmas special left, and that's it. We don't even know who the fucking Doctor is. They have to start filming it we'll probably get an announcement within the next month. And I think a decision's probably already been made, because if they don't film it within the next month, it ain't coming out by Christmas. Starfleet Academy, we all know what's going on there. That continues. And yeah, Mandalorian. Look, if you would show like the last episode of Ncuti Gatwa, a Starfleet Academy episode, and this trailer to somebody even 6 years ago, 7 years ago, they'd be all, what? Greg Williams says, I think you might not like, I am being kind, Greg. I think 300 to 409 million. I'm glad you say 9. You won't get it to 10. Fuck that. It ain't going to 410 million. It's going to 409. International won't be there, and domestic people are pissed at Star Wars and KK. Yes. One of the biggest factors in this is Star Wars has never been big in China. So it will not do well there. They shouldn't even bother releasing it there. Releasing it there would be a waste of time and money. So you could be right, Greg. And you remind everybody, if it hits 409 million worldwide, I want Greg Williams, hashtag Greg Williams was right. Greg Williams 6401 was right. Now back your play, buddy. Fried lice. Hey. X-ray girl's still in the back. She's going to hear your racism. And mine. Oh, that's a great lead-in for an ad read, isn't it, X-ray girl? I got to do one more, guys. I got to do one more. Sorry. Lean. Everybody's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about some of those intense side effects, which we're going to find out are going to be really bad, really, really bad. That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. The study The studied ingredients in lean have been shown to lower your blood sugar, burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. But listen, lean is not for the casual dieter. With only a few pounds to lose, the doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Let's get you started with a 20% off and free rush shipping so you can add lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Please visit takelean.com and enter Nerdrotic for your discount. That's promo code Nerdrotic at takelean.com. Don't do that Ozempic stuff. It's dangerous. If you're a woman, it hurts your bone density. There's lots of blood sugar problems. It might lead to isn't it supposed to be for diabetics, right? But it could lead to diabetes. Is that what I heard? I don't know anything. I'm not a doctor. I've been kicked out of 3 high schools. I'm just like remembering fragments from the internet. It makes you look like a skeleton, and it looks like it ages you like 20 years. Yeah, I would not touch that shit ever. Ever. Like with transitioning, like with all, you can't get rich quick. There is no pill that's going to fix everything. The human body was created by the maker to a very specific design that creates individuals, but it's got a specific chassis. I brought this up before. When you lower your car, some cars are made for lift kits. That's great. They're made for lift kits, but most cars aren't. Most cars aren't made to be lowered. And when you do that, it basically screws up the structural integrity of your entire car, and you will have problems you wouldn't even have thought of because it's designed to that specific chassis for a specific thing. Aerodynamics and all that stuff. Same with your body. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There's no such thing as getting rich quick. And yeah, there will be consequences. And it ain't worth your life. It just isn't. Let's look at the I want to see the Cliff Booth trailer from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is the only one I'm semi-interested in. Directed by David Fincher. It's going to be a Netflix movie. Make sure my volume's up. Let's go.
So you helped Rick subdue those hippie intruders, huh?
Something like that.
You say that like there's more to it.
I don't possess many talents, but I know better than getting away with a good story.
I understand why it's covering up the bodies. Why okay, yeah, I got that. It's striking out all the nudity and alcohol.
Think you're real funny, huh? I'm a little funny.
It's okay. Looks okay. I like Fincher as a director a lot. I mean, he's not perfect all the time, but he's one of my favorite directors. He's directed a lot of movies I like. Coming to Netflix and Netflix-owned theaters. But I can't say it knocked my socks off. Okay, Brad Pitt's like finally starting to look like he's aging. But that was the only trailer I was mildly interested in. Everything else couldn't give a shit. I guess there was a Mario. Was there a Mario trailer for the Nintendo fans? Were they happy? I don't want to see the Disclosure Day one again because that one looks. Garrett put it best last night. It looks like sterile. It looks really sterile. It's Spielberg lost his soul a while ago. Heart and soul. Mario got pegged? Wow. Was not expecting that. Gary, it doesn't look like it was made for me. Yeah, Disclosure Day does look a little boring. A little boring. All right. I don't think I'll play the video. Oh, yeah. Wait. There's one thing we got to play. Yeah, I can't forget this. And then we'll talk about Comics Explained, having to explain to his audience why he follows me and Will. There it is. And I'm not going to, just up front, not shitting on Comics Explained at all. Like at all. I'm bringing it up for a completely different reason. Let's take a look at Grant Morrison talking about Jor-El and Lara twist. Because the headline out there says he didn't like the twist, but he backs it up. He backs up on it. Like it's. Here we go.
Because I think one of the most sort of talked about things about the Superman movie is that twist of like, okay, Jor-El and Lara are not what they appear to be, and Superman, the message being that, the message that Jor-El sent with the rocket with Cal is being corrupted, and the rest of that message was actually him saying, you feel free to dominate. Mate. And I guess, like, what was your sort of take on that? I guess it's quite similar to the John Byrne version of Superman, I want to say, right?
I suppose it is a little, except Byrne's, they were just more cold and scientific and lacking in emotion, whereas this was.
Yeah. So just to let you know, in Man of Steel, it is brought up by Laura to Jor-El. It's like, well, why don't we just have, they look like a primitive species. Why don't we just have Kal-El go down there and conquer them? And Jor-El's response was, well, we could. Yeah, we could, but we shouldn't, because I think he can guide them. I mean, he basically backs it up, right? But he's certainly like, yeah, we could go that route. We definitely could. And Laura does bring it up, like, unironically and not joking or anything. She's like, oh, they just look primitive. Maybe we should just conquer them. So this is where they maybe James Gunn will justify extrapolating that and taking it a bit further. But that's what Grant Morrison's talking about.
To dominate, mate. And I guess, like, what was your sort of take on that? I guess it's quite similar to the John Byrne version of Superman, I want to say, right?
I suppose it is a little, except Byrne's, they were just more cold and scientific and lacking in emotion, whereas this was, they were out and out fascists. They would just go and take over and then shag all the women. So I didn't like it because I prefer when Krypton's this lost utopia. I like the idea that there was something amazing and nature just wiped it out, and their own lack of attention to detail allowed them to be wiped out. I think there's something much more poignant about that. For a long time, people like to take those utopias and go, well, what if it wasn't really a utopia? There was actually racism, and there was actually this, and it was actually just like here. And that's what happens. It becomes, well, it's just like here now. And that kind of, to me, diminishes it. But as a twist in.
So I agree with Grant Morrison there. I 100% agree. And it was just done to shock and do something different. And it is precisely the reason James Gunn is ill-equipped, unqualified, incapable of making a true Superman movie. He can make a James Gunn movie with Superman in it who will probably just end up being the butt of jokes because he is that good character. Now, look at how they're treating Dunk in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. You could definitely take the innocence of good and it can provide some funny moments, but where Dunk and Egg succeeded and Superman failed is the last episode when he gave that speech, "Are there no true knights among you?" Right? He is staunch in his belief that chivalry matters, being good matters. Superman whines. You're never convinced of that at fucking all, ever. So here's where he backs up, though. He's like, I didn't like the twist. Remember, he said that.
Just like here now. And that kind of, to me, diminishes it. But as a twist in his version of the story, I thought it really worked. Because the thing that I found almost upsetting in it was that it felt like Superman's morality was quite fragile throughout, that it was just based on this wish fulfillment bullshit that he's seen his parents. Well, you'll go out there and do a kindly deed every day, son, only to find out that meanwhile they're racist monsters. So that's what I felt that
and he loses his train of thought. Like he literally says, I lost my train of thought because he just kind of contradicted himself. So he didn't like it, but it works within James Gunn's story. It didn't work. That was the thing that most people complained about. And even the fans of the movie were running out with this cope that it would be, the message was fake and it will be fixed in the next movie, which I think it will. I actually think it will now, but I don't think it was originally intended to be fixed, but I think they fix it. I think they do. And this is James Gunn's hero, Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison, prolific comic book writer. Without a doubt, he's written some fucking all-time great comics. All-time great comics. We Three. I fucking love We Three. Love that comic book. No, I like a lot of Grant Morrison stuff. I like Happy. And it's not just because I'm in it, but Happy's a fun comic book. If you haven't read Happy, it's from Image Comics. It's about an imaginary friend seeking out a hitman to find the imaginary friend's friend who has been kidnapped by a murderous pedophile Santa Claus, a guy who dresses up as Santa Claus. Made a TV show on it. First season was good. Second season, not so much. But in issue 2, I'm getting stabbed in the mouth with a scalpel. I'm one of the guys who's going, yeah. Okay. Ooh. BRB. Sorry, BRB. X-Ray Girls, are you there? Can you talk to the fine people for a minute? If she's there. You're muted. You're still muted.
God dang it. I was like saying hi.
Hi. Say hi, everybody, for like 1 minute.
All right, sounds good. What's up, everyone? Let's see who's here. I don't speak Chinese, but I know that's Chinese. What's up, everyone? Who else is here? Steven, Big Papa, Tenebrae. Gosh. Barbie? Barbie's not here. Although I did like that movie. I'm a girl. God. And that dog. Oh my gosh. In the Supergirl trailer. I know I shouldn't like it, but it's a dog and I love dogs. So it's working so far. Just give me a moment to get used to how cute the dog is. And then I'll see it for what it is. Because that's what happened with, Grogu, Baby Yoda. The first season, it was like, oh my god, he's so cute. And then this is what happens. The veil drops. You understand what's going on. And then, then you want to eat them. I meant the dog, not Grogu. Because I'm Asian, right? Yeah, and I know it's CGI, but, dogs can still be cute in animated form. So, yeah, just a dog. Cats? Ooh, Justin, I like cats, but I am very allergic to cats. But I do, if I could have a cat, I would want a cat because with how cats are so, you have to work for their affection. It's a lot more difficult. And in some ways, it is very satisfying when you gain that affection because it's not just given so easily.
The thing with cats is once they don't like somebody, they will never fucking like them.
Yes.
That is just a fact. Like a dog you can win over. Like I had, there was a dog, a roommate of mine had a chow who fucking hated me. I just took him on a couple of walks and fed him some treats, and that dog loved me within a month. The cat, I brought one up from my first marriage, and that cat didn't like Melissa. That cat barely liked me. I think the cat wanted to stay with the first wife, which I probably should have done because the cat didn't really like me very much either. and that never changed. She'd always come up like, feed me, asshole. Fucking cats. But I like animals. Remy's awesome. Remy is the best, the goodest dog. The goodest dog. She got a pup cup today. Okay, let's see if I can find this really quick. And the reason I bring this up is not because another YouTuber said they don't like me. I don't care. I think there's another lesson to be learned in this. So Comics Explain, and I don't know all the lore on this one. Comics Explained, big comic book YouTuber, loves comic books, knows a lot about comic books. I think he's done a lot to get people to read comic books. Got no problem with it, dude. Whatever. I don't care what he says about me. Felt the need to justify why he gives good reasons, right? Like common sense, good reasons why he has to explain to members of the audience why he follows me and Will, right? Critical Drinker. And I guess they called him, they were calling him a coon, like some horrible shit, right? So he talks a bit about Blue Marvel in the beginning and, black characters and Milestone. I think Milestone had something to do with this too. And he was like explaining like, hey, I'm just not into Milestone because the stories weren't that good, which fair enough. But he also talks about like Milestone was like a black comic book company run, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't have a problem with any of that. It's what he says at the end. And it's what I want to point out at the end here. Hang on. Here it is. Because I think this is important. I think this part is important. So there we go.
There are some stories that just don't resonate with me. And Milestone's one of them. It just didn't resonate with me on a personal level. And so if I were to turn around and I were to make a video on a story arc from Milestone and I don't enjoy it, then it means I either have to lie about enjoying it or I tell people the reason why I'm making it in the first place. It's a black character created by a black writer and a black artist. At that point, it becomes a political
He's leading
video.
to something.
And the reality here is this. The videos that I make are all based on whether or not I enjoy them and my fans enjoy them. The color of your skin, regardless of what it is not going to somehow magically grant you access to my channel. That's never going to happen, right? That rule that I follow is applied universally across the board, regardless.
So he's making a lot of sense here. He's just like, I review stuff I like, and what I'm interested in. No problem with that. That's authenticity, right?
Regardless of your skin color and regardless of my relationship with you. For example, a buddy of mine, Victor, and Victor, if you see this, I hate to drag you in.
All right,
bullshit,
so
but a buddy,
he's talking about like he reviewed his friend's book, but he actually liked it and fine, but it wasn't because of his friend.
Fair enough. I go home and I read it and I fucking love it. Why? The whole story centers on a character named Apex Prime, who's basically a pastiche of Superman, essentially. But the whole story takes place because he fell in love with someone else. And that's the trouble with love. It's irrational.
He's talking about the book.
I didn't cover it because Victor was black. I didn't cover it because Victor was a friend. I covered it because the story was good. Right now, having said that, getting into the whole conversation, right?
So this is all, I think, again, I don't know all the lore of this, and I don't care to know the lore. We'll get to my point afterwards.
About one of the, like, people started to figure out that, like, I follow Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic on Twitter. Yeah. I mean, if somebody tweeted out and asked that question, do you follow Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker? I would have been like, yep. Now, why do I follow them? Because when I was younger, my dad gave me a really good piece of advice, which was this. He said, if you're going to stand for something, then you need to know what the other side believes, and you need to know what the other side stands for, and you need to listen to what the other side has to say. Not because you respect them, not because you like them, but because you are not right 100% of the time, and they are not wrong 100% of the time.
Good advice from Dad. Good advice from Dad. We can discuss the side argument in a moment.
And how could you possibly know whether or not you're right if you reject any opinion other than your own? At that point, you're just confirming your own views over and over and over again, right? And so that's why I follow them. I don't like or respect Critical Drinker or Nerdrotic, and I have no problem admitting that publicly. If I happen to bump into them at a Comic-Con, they're like, oh my God, your comments explain, we're huge fans. Do you want to get a beer? I would just be like, no. And then I would leave, right? But I do listen to them because it's entirely possible that they have an opinion out there somewhere that actually changes and it gives me reason to rethink my own viewpoints. That maybe I'm not actually as right as I've been telling myself I am this entire time, right? So with all that being said, if all of that means that I'm not black enough, then so be it. If I'm not black enough according to your standards, so be it. I can live with that because who the fuck ever said your standards matter? I'm black and that's good enough for me. So anyway, that's my spiel. That's the explanation of what's going on here. I'll catch you all later.
Fair enough. The only thing I'd like to point out with that, Hearthstone, it's like, I don't like or respect him either. The only problem here is, for one, I wouldn't have a beer. I'm sober. But I would sit down and talk to him. Absolutely. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what side he is on. I don't know what side he speaks of. Don't know what side he speaks of. And he doesn't have to like me. I don't, based on my videos, that's fine. Feeling the need to go out and make a video because some people were questioning who you follow is something I've never, ever had to deal with. And I just wanted to thank you guys. I am a member of the audience. I am not above nor below. I am a fellow member of the audience. I watch a lot of YouTube just like you guys, and we probably share audience. There's probably a bunch of people here who watch Comics Explain and watch me too. And they're just watching it for whatever reasons you guys are watching it or whatever reasons I watch something. But I have never, ever, ever been emailed or hit up on Twitter. Why do you follow Robert Meyer Burnett? Or it's like, I've never had to deal with shit like that. Now, maybe I missed it, but I I wouldn't feel the need to address it or justify it. For one, I'm guessing a lot of people follow people they don't necessarily agree with because for precisely the reasons Comics Explained just gave. You want, you want to hear the other side. And for very good reasons. I'm not right about everything. They're not wrong about everything. That's life. But looking at standing for something and sides, people love to really paint themselves as heroes. I think that's one of the biggest problems in this. They're just differences of opinion. And on the vast majority of issues, I'm sure if you sat down and talked to somebody, you could probably come to an understanding. Sure, there's some deal breakers out there, but for most things, you could probably sit down and chat. That's why I appreciate somebody like Robert Meyer Burdett, who will listen and talk. And he's been to our meetups and he gets along with everybody and everybody's fine. That's what America should be. But we have a large portion of America that just thinks they are on the right side of history no matter what. And they won't even bother talking to you. You're not human enough to talk about. That is fundamentally the problem with the culture war, with what's going on in pop culture. That's why the American comic book industry is in the fucking gutter right now. It is circling the fucking drain. The Batman industry, and that's why the entertainment industry is following. And we have so much fucking divisiveness out there. It's because they just refuse to talk. Now, that again, that's fine. I care not about that. What I want to point out is in these parts, I don't have to do shit like that. Jeremy doesn't have to do shit like that. Az doesn't have to do shit like that. Will doesn't have to do shit like that. Mahler doesn't have to do shit like that. It's not an issue. Most of you go, he follows an asshole. Okay. If you notice it, you aren't the kind of people to do that, to like, I'm going to go over his timeline and see who's following. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then like his own people are calling him a coon. By the way, the same people that call me racist. So I just wanted to say thank you. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys. That'd be horrible to feel the need to have to explain who you follow on fucking X. Why are you following this person on X? That is some hall monitor snitch bullshit. And the fact of the matter is, like, he couldn't sit down and have a cup of coffee with me. He'd get fucking destroyed. On the other hand, I wouldn't. All right. We're going to get to the square up portion. There we go. There we go. How's everybody doing? Netflix Eric is on the spot. R.I.P. Benny. What? What's that about? Oh, we turned the soups off on square ups where I have a time limit. I have a video to work on today. And plus I want to give the ones from Friday their due. Benny Hill died? Somebody better tell Eric. I just saw R.I.P. Benny. Maybe somebody was talking about Benny Hill. But again, I'm like, I just saw that and I'm like, oh my God, I am so fucking grateful for you guys. Listen, any amount of bullshit a content creator has to deal with, 10 times out of 10, it has everything to do with them. And you don't really want to blame it ever on the audience. It's just, that's the way it goes. But even if you have to deal with a little bit of bullshit, it's like, bro, we make videos on YouTube. And we've been called a lot of shit. But I can't imagine how that feels to be, I wouldn't know. I had no idea, but like, going out and calling a black man a coon is just, what the fuck are we doing? But see, this is where things get conflated. I think I saw one person say, well, Nerdrotic is anti-black and hates women. I hate you, X-Ray Girl. I hate my wife. I hate my diverse staff of fucking diversity hires. Still waiting for my ESG money kickback. Oh, and it's the same old, but the thing is, what gets conflated is what if you want to know what I'm anti-Marxism. Vehemently anti-Marxist, anti-Marxism, anti-communism. And what has happened is with identitarians is they take races or marginalized people, this is terms they use, and they turn them into political groups. So the LGBTQ plus organization, which has a very Marxist foundation, along with Black Lives Matter, which was straight up communist, except for when they were buying their own mansions and enjoying the luxuries of capitalism and the bourgeoisie. That's what I have a problem with. That's what I'm anti. If you want to know, could have asked me at any time. But that's what I'm against. Not against black people. If I was against women, then I'd be criticizing J.K. Rowling. If I was against women, because that is a position that is against women. You are having men invade their spaces, invade their sports. I'd be all, yeah, of course. Fucking men do it better. So that's what I'm anti. Jesus Davila has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership. Leonardo T. Dragon has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership. 21 Palika has gifted 3. And Eric Guidewall has gifted 5. Thank you very much. And now people get to enjoy my suffering while I watch Starfleet Academy every Thursday morning. If you're a member, Perry's been having a lot of fun editing my misery. It's going to be rough. Like I wasn't feeling it until the last episode, and I'm like, oh God, there's 5 more. The other thing I'm against in Hollywood in particular is pandering to these marginalized people. And people fall for this all the time. It's like, they don't give a flying fuck about your cause, your identity, who you have sex with. They don't give a shit about the marginalized people. They just want your money and they want your protection to shield them from criticism. You are being used. And I think a lot of people have figured that out, but not everybody. When a Marvel director reached out to me after I made a video tearing apart their project and went, you had a point with the casting directors. I was brought in. They took none of my notes. I was basically told what to do. We tried to fix this giant turd. Then we left. Then they pissed off the other female director, and it forced us to come back, but we couldn't because we were working on another project. So they had to kiss ass to the female director, who had also come to the conclusion that she was hired for her gender and her race. And they had to give her a bunch of money and another deal and something else for her to come back and fix the piece of shit that nobody watched anyway. So when they're reaching out to me and they're like, oh yeah, that casting directors and producers and writers, spot on about that one. And it's not like I'm some genius. It's pretty obvious. When they announce a project and we have our lesbian Muslim director, when they lead with that, that's you are being cast. You did not get there based on your merit, which is cruel to them. Yes, they took the job. It's part of their responsibility, but it's also cruel. It's very cruel because they're going to get a false sense of esteem, self-esteem from that. They're going to think, well, I made it on my merit, when they really didn't. And they find out when they don't ever work again, and they were probably promoted beyond where, maybe they could have gotten there some way if they paid their dues and, did what everybody else is supposed to do. But it ends up hurting them in the end because they fucked up with this really expensive project and nobody wants to fucking hire them again. So it's fucked up in a lot of ways. But people don't want to have that argument. There's no nuance there. It's just racism by pointing out that Hollywood are the ones who brought up identity and race. These are not things I even fucking discussed. It was Hollywood. It is corporate America that have brought these things up and made them the issue that they are. And now race relations in this country are worse than they were a decade ago, 20 years ago. Who could we thank for this? Well, Obama. That's part of it. Wonder World Comics for $4.99. Congrats to one of Detroit's favorite sons. Happy 43rd film threat. Yeah, was it 41 or 43? That's a long time. Like, Chris is the real deal. Chris is the real fucking deal. He could have probably gone off and to other magazines and stuff, but he stuck with his own thing. And I respect the hell out of him for it. Chris is the real one. And Chris loves movies. I would say 80% of the critics who are reviewing stuff now do not love movies. And I would say 99% of them don't love movies as much as Chris does. The real Jim McIntyre for $2. Hey, everyone is excited for Pride parades in GTA 6. Well, that could be a bit of a double-edged sword if you can say, I don't know, drive your car through the Pride parade. Remember when that guy drove his car through a Christmas parade and they said the car killed people? You can't hate the corporate media enough. Blair Anderson for $4.99. You mean my episode wasn't the worst one? Fabulous. probably talking about gay den. Luckfield for $5. The following program has gay shit in it. Viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, Chris was talking about, we have like a violence warning and we have a, gratuitous sex or violence warning. There should be a gay shit, and it should say gay shit. And you know what? It'd be funny. It'd be true is gay people would laugh at that. Like one who's actually secure and completely okay. Because there's a lot of really just insecure gay people out there, but there's some that are like, I'm fucking gay, so fucking what? But it's just an aspect of their life. It's not their entire identity. So if they saw that, they go, ha ha. Stormlight plus Apple TV, Disbrew, Shad, and whoever do a deep dive video. I think Shad would, and Disbrew would too. Would love to see Cal dive into the arena of Dalinar, but we'll get a Shallan feminism and singers stolen native land allegory. Please change my mind. Yeah, you'll have to ask Shad about this, but it feels like Sanderson has been kissing the ring a little bit, even though that guy's got all the fucking power. He doesn't need to do it. So maybe I'm wrong. Seems like a good guy. He actually finishes his book, but yeah, we'll see if what is it called? The Shannara Chronicles, guys? Isn't it have like a female lead? Last book was LG bullshit. I don't know. The Shannara Chronicles, is that what it's? Storm? I haven't read the book. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it sounds to me like that has potential to be a girl boss, even though I'm told time and time again it is not, and I would not know because I have not read it. So it's from people I respect. But we're talking about Apple here, okay? Hey, when did Chrissy get here? And Chris Gore? What, they were on the show? Southeastern Kaijo? I don't remember. Gary, I think Frank Gore is sleeping with his eyes open again. Mercury Max for $10. Give me things never spoken by a human race for 1,000, Alex. What is the new John Leguizamo movie? The new John Leguizamo movie is coming out. I can't wait to see it. Fuck Hollywood. I never go to a theater again. And this is the kind of thing they need to listen to, Mercury Max, because there are people in this chat right now who probably haven't been to a movie in years. Yeah, and nobody said, man, that John Leguizamo movie is coming out. Can't wait to see it. Hey, Kathleen Kennedy is the producer on this movie. Can't wait to go see it. I'm glad people are going to see Iron Lung. I don't know if I'm probably going to give it a shot just because it's a YouTuber who like everything about the story behind the movie I love. So I think I want to give him money. I think I do. I want to give him some of my money and some of my wife's money. And I think I want to support him because I love everything about that. So well done, Markiplier. He does not shame the house of YouTube. Well, I like cosmic horror. Like we don't get enough of it. Cosmic horror is some of the, how have we not adapted any like real H.P. Lovecraft in a big budget sense? The Call of Cthulhu would be a great movie. Cosmic horror is great. Cosmic horror is great too, Andrea. Horror. Who would be a good director for the Call of Cthulhu? Probably Benicio, not Benicio, Guillermo del Toro. I got my Mexicans mixed up. Sorry. Guillermo del Toro. I think he would be it. I think it would be magnificent. Closest we got is John Carpenter. And those are damn good movies, by the way. So Event Horizon, yeah, that's a great one too. Yeah, Mark Lorzeth says, watch out for those cosmic horrors. Yeah, for real, bro. Well, there's The Thing. I mean, there's a trilogy, basically. An unofficial trilogy from John Carpenter. Prince of Darkness. No, The Thing is my all-time favorite horror movie. Like that and The Exorcist. The Thing is In the Mouth of Madness, dude, is so good. Is so fucking good. My buddy Nate B sent me the 4K version. It's nice. Oh my god, we're getting a 4K of fucking of Excalibur. Yeah, Warhammer is cosmic horror and right, it's cosmic horror and epic fantasy and science fiction. It's like everything. But yeah, Excalibur is coming from Arrow Video in 4K. The restoration looks fucking magnificent. I think it comes out in March. 4K Excalibur, yes, from 82. Here, I'm gonna pimp for Arrow. I'm pretty sure it's Arrow. Okay. I think you can pre-order it. Yeah, there it is right there. Look at this bad boy. Oh, this is ooh. This is sweet. Look at that. Oh. No. I have been waiting for this for a long time. A long time. Brilliant soundtrack, brilliant movie. Up until Lord of the Rings, it was the best fantasy movie ever made. I mean, okay, you could go Harryhausen, and you'd be right, Jason and the Argonauts and all that stuff, but like one that was taken like really seriously. I love this movie to death. Absolutely love it. Forged by God, foretold by a wizard, found by a king. Wait, no, I got to do the Disney voice. Forged by God, who doesn't really exist, foretold by a wizard, found by a king. And the wizard should be a woman. Coming soon in an ass near you. Helen Mirren, Gabriel Byrne, Patrick Stewart. This movie's an absolute banger. When's it come out? Oh, shit. Comes out in a couple weeks, so you can pre-order it. Liam Neeson. Best Merlin ever, without a doubt. Dude, I wish they would make 1/6 scale hot toys of this movie. I want a replica Excalibur sword. I want all that stuff. They just don't make it. They just don't make it. But yeah, if you have the shekels, pre-order $45. God, those prices are high for a 4K, but it's worth it on this one, man. Still holding out for Elliot Page as Hank of Troy for Eric K for $199. Yeah, you might get it. Is Jeremy a Nolan bro? I was wondering. I don't know. You'll have to ask him. You know, I'm still unsure if Jeremy likes Titanfall 2, if he's ever worked retail, if he likes Nintendo, and if he likes Interstellar. He hasn't really convinced me or talked about it enough yet. The sidestep that Chrissy caused was bloody awesome. The tangent with Cisco was super amazing. Even Az knew the words, "Hail the Fellowship." Yeah. So I talked about it. The thong song, I've never heard it in my life. So the next day, I went and listened to the thong song, and I have never heard it in my life. And everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" Like Garrett and stuff. He's like, "Didn't you hear it on the radio?" It's like, I did not listen to those radio stations ever. I grew up in Southern California. I was sober at the time. I didn't go to bars. I didn't watch MTV. I was working a 12-hour a day job, 6 days a week, pretty much. So it was like 99, right? And I just listened to like metal and punk rock. Of course, I'm not going to fucking hear even, like, thank God my wife came in and backed it up and said, no, he would never have heard that song. And no, I grew up, and I was in San Diego at the time in North County. There was like 5 black people there. Now, there's a bunch of white girls. So you could say, well, the white girls would listen to it. And a bunch of white dudes too. And you're all right. Didn't hang out with those kind of people. I was listening to a lot of Psychobilly in 1999. Lots of Psychobilly. Not some pop song that I'm sure was huge and everybody's heard it except for me, and I don't care. The only Cisco I know is Benjamin Cisco. Of course, Reverend Horton Heat. I've seen Reverend Horton Heat over 30 times. I've heard more mariachi music than I had that song. I grew up in SoCal. You can't go a day without hearing some mariachi music. That's fine. Nocturnal. I like that. Instead of nocturnal, it's Nocturnal for 10 Australian dollars. Long-time lurker, first-time super chatter. Be gentle. Not at all. Been following since 2019 and just wanted to say g'day from rural Darwin, Northern Territory. Love your work, guys. Cheers. Still call you like, so it's not a state, it's a territory. We need to put some states back to territory status, to be honest with you. Jason Webster for 2 Australian dollars. Frank Marshall directs Congo to ape shit in Africa. Kalyoth for $10 says Dana is being paid more than Josh as a oh really? So Dana Walden is being paid more than the CEO of Disney. Bob Iger is gone because he was in the files released by DOJ concerning the small character. No, was Bob Iger? I would have heard that. Was Bob Iger in the Epstein files, guys? I don't remember hearing that. Meteors are fun. I did watch the music video. Yeah. The music video is fine. If I never hear the song again, I'm better off for it. I don't know what all the fuss was. I really don't feel like I've missed anything. Yeah, you had to be there. I bet you that's it. You had to be there. It was of its time. Yeah, Bob Iger's been redacted. Yeah, Dana Walden's getting paid more. And that was probably part of the deal. Is like, Josh, we're going to make you CEO, but we're going to pay the woman more to virtue signal this woke white woman who's best buddies with Kamala Harris, who did her best to manipulate the election, is now going to be in charge of Disney's streaming. Do you think anything's going to get better? I'm going to say it right now. I think things actually get worse. I don't think I'm even going out on a limb by saying that. I think things will get worse when Bob Iger leaves. And things are changing in Hollywood, not fast enough, and they'll never change to the degree that I think some people want them to change. The one company, the one studio that will not change is Disney. Acid Hot Pocket for $5. You heard it here first, fellas. Shad likes seeing kids cry. Shad's a tough one. I hate Kevin Feige for $4.99 says, at least it was 28 years from T2 to Dark Fate. 2 years after Endgame, we got the Eternals. Good point. What if and Loki being kicked in the nuts? Paperweights, for fuck's sake. Oh, yes, the Infinity Stones being paperweights. That happened in a very short amount of time. Did you see Cisco's face in the clouds at the end? I did not. Did they put his face? They did not. You're shitting me. You're shitting me. I'm going to have to go back and look. Rome Collector for $2 says, did you see the Project Hail Mary Lego set? I did. It's really cool. I hope they do the book justice. I am looking forward to the movie. The trailer looks really good. Candace Owens is just AOC from a different side of the crayon box. Says Arg, another name. You're not wrong. As this is your reminder that you will be dressing up as the hologram for Halloween on FNT. Show accurate weave, wig, and all. God wills it. Even though the rest of us surely don't. Hail. Yeah, BM, thank you for the $20. That wouldn't be problematic at all if as accurately cosplayed as Sam. Nicholas Gore, thank you for the $1 donation, Nicholas Gore. Jenna Ortega was cute. Now she's got Ozempic face and is it buccal fat removal. So she looks like someone applied the Chad filter to her face in real life. The gay cadet is puking up trans colors. Yeah. Is this the gayest Star Trek ever? Yes. The Mass Marvel for $5. It is. Yes, it is. Now showing from Alex Kurtzman, Amelia Perez in space. This is Jason Webster for $5 Australian. It really is. God, Amelia Perez. Ooh. That was a bad movie. TNG had Guinan. SA has Gainin. Says snacks for $2. Joe Cole for $10. 105 minutes. Modest budget movies is what Hollywood needs, but no one is talking about. It. I'm guessing that's what that meant to say. How to make a killing? Why? Mobilize the Fellowship out the 20th. Was there supposed to be a movie title in there somewhere? I'm confused. Thank you, Joe Cool. A little confused, but I'm easily confused. Academy is like Legends of Korra to me, but worse. Total shit, but I find a large number of people that goon it over it because it's gay. And if you have issues with it, it's because you're not a fan or because you're a bigot. There's not a large number of people watching this. It was funny. I did see a post on X where they're saying the critics of this show, it's a minute number of people. No, it's not. The vast majority of people don't give a fuck. And that should be the most concerning thing about Star Trek and people who run it. Yeah, Korra was awful. Absolutely was awful. Those two girls could be in Starfleet Academy season 2. Oh, the ones fighting, yeah. Mike Hill for $10. Just got finished watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Every episode keeps getting better. It does. Watch that show. Old Green One for 2 Canadian pesos. Look at what they did to our Klingons. Look at how they massacred our boys and girls. David Orozco for 20 says, "Hail Gary and the panel. First time super chat, long time viewer. Gentle. Kind of off topic, but I often hear as talking about new Transformers comics and wanted to pick it up. Just need the name. Thanks and God bless the Transformers comics." Oh, so hang on. I'm buzzing again. Damn it. Sorry. We'll get this fixed soon. How did she eat her comm badge as a hologram that can't eat? Oh, it wasn't the hologram who ate her comm badge. She tried to eat growth accelerant. Asking for all the sentient holograms protesting Starfleet Academy. Or just SA, Kaloth. No, that was the other fat neurodivergent character. Thong Song, wasn't that a Sam Rockwell cover? Haha, thank you, Lebo, for $5. TNA projects for $4.99. Is Kurtzman giving a huge middle finger to Star Trek fans? Yes. On purpose? Yes. Just like RTD did with Doctor Who fans because he knows he's getting canceled? Yes. You know, it's kind of funny. They did a panel together at Comic-Con 2 years ago. Yes, they did. J-Man Draco. I started Star Trek Next Generation so much better. It really is. Thank you for the $2 Australian. Richard Coleman for $10 British pounds, proper money. Hail FNT. What is up with your screen layout this week? Why was Ryan staring at it starting as a bottom? Can we get him back on top, please? I much prefer that. Ooh. That sounds pretty gay.
Daddy, chill. Daddy, chill.
You're looking good, Frank. Says Haru Kami for 5 British pounds, proper money. Yo, it is the host of Timcast IRL. Anyway, stay horny, everyone. Richard Throbbin for $5. Yeah, because Chrissy hosted Timcast for some shows. If Ryan had to work as hard as Elon did to earn that at cash, he'd be depressed. Arid X-ray go, what is this? He'd be depressed arid too? Just saying. Ken McCombs. Just read it how it's read. Thank you for the $9.99. Oh, we were talking. Elon said that money can't buy you happiness, which it can't. But I think Ryan's response was, it could sure take care of some of the unhappiness, though. It could remove some of the unhappiness of your life. A Simple Jack for $10 says Pendragon Cycle is way better than it should be. Is it great? Not quite, but it's worth watching. It can be great if we fans give it a chance. Frameling for $5. Y'all need to watch the Luc Besson Dracula trailer right now. It looks promising. Jeremy saw it and he liked it, and Chris said he liked it too. I think I'm going to go see it today or tomorrow with the missus. John Vick for $2. Grillo in Purge Anarchy is the best Punisher. Gary will never read this. Sup, Ryan, you gay, says Tay-Tay for $2 while I read it. So there you go. You think Epstein liked pineapple on his pizza? Well, he liked cheese on his pizza. That gets mentioned a lot with beef jerky. Icons of Horror for 2 British pounds. Skeletor now embodies toxic masculinity, apparently. And I like what Disparu said. Oh, so he's the hero of the story. James Gunn Superman soars on NBC News, says Next for $2. Yeah. I love people trying to cope with Ted Sarandos clearly stated, all the people saying, that's not what he said. He was making a comparison with the 45-day window of films that underperform and go to streaming or VOD sooner compared to ones that are doing well and they hold off on. And he could have mentioned Mickey 17. There's a bunch of movies he could have mentioned, but he mentioned Superman. So I don't know how else you could take that. But the human being's mind to rationalize things it's very capable of rationalizing a lot of stuff. Just ask an addict. M Poe for $11.99. Jeremy, you like wrestling, right? Jeremy, you'll like what the hell? You'll like is one word. Wrestling, right? My brother is Justin Credible, aka Pete Pole. Can't say, but you know in case you care. My sister is thank you for the $11.99. My sister is starting a YouTube channel. What is a good mic to start with? We can start with this one, the LCT 240 Pro, because it's cheaper and it's basically a Shure. It's made by the people who made the Shure mic, and then they broke off and made this, and it's a lot less. I think a Shure mic is what, $300-$400. This one's like $150. Garjeet Barjwaj for £2 proper money. Don't give Chris Stuckman ideas. I don't know if you catch most of them. As can't beat that exit. Highly organized. Here is a little tip for the lost ad. Where did the video go anyway? It's unlisted. The link is still around. Judah. Ryan, explain to me how someone can have a big ego and be a cuck. I'm talking about James Gunn's James Gunn. A lot of things, two things can be true at once. Johnny's for $2 says FNT is devolving into Friday night's main event. 487 Sean Tower for $2 takes you to the 10:45 on YouTube before it kicks me out. Okay, I don't know what that means. Sorry. Evil Dead for $20 says I'm watching Primal on HBO and it's incredible. Oh, that's right, it's back. This 20-minute animated show has zero dialogue, yet it manages to deliver better storytelling and deeper character development than anything Disney is putting out lately. True. Tartakovsky. Road Hypnosis for $5. Gary, you keep proving that anyone can have a YouTube channel every day. Every day. Jeff Kiley is to video games what Jim Cramer is to stocks. Whatever he promotes dies. Says Gandalf's Sweaty Balrog for $10. Restart the Rumble stream. All hail FNT. We did. Rhino Helix, thank you for the $10. Am able to watch on computer, but not Fire Stick. Oh, what? FNT? Why not? Oh. Well, I wonder if it's because we got age restricted because Chris shared that video of the chicks fighting and it got us hit. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris Gore. Jeffrey Epstein was spotted on Roblox. I heard he and the CEO are in conversations. He might still be alive. You never know. Kim Cam for $4.99. Tonight on FNT, we present to you Boomerang Too Close to the Sun every time, every show. Leon Serville for $4.99. I knew something was going to go wrong the moment you guys were on time. Yeah, that's why we don't start on time. Your commercial has completely kicked me out several times on Rumble and YouTube. What a shit show. Like kicked you out? Like how? I don't get it. Is it the one that rolls before on Rumble or not? Tonight's FNT directed by Kurtzman. Is Sam or Mir fixing the stream? Mir for sure. Ken McCombs for $9.99. Gary over there acting like Howard Stern in Private Parts when he demolished the record on air in college. M. Poe for $11.99. What happened to my super chat? Anyway, saying it's not autism, it's Down syndrome. It's Down syndrome. A jackass of all, and X-Ray Girl tab collects all the soup. So any ones from that first stream are here. Here's some money. You clearly need it more than I do. I was thinking about this the other day. What's a show or series from, let's say, the last decade that is unforgettable and infinitely rewatchable? I'll wait. Ooh, you're talking about a series, not just a season, jackass of all trades for $40. So that is a good question. That is a good question from the last 10 years. I guess Better Call Saul falls into that. Is Netflix Daredevil within the last 10 years? Yes. So Netflix Daredevil. Firefly's not within the last 10 years. Netflix Daredevil, Better Call Saul. Well, Mobland's one season. There's a bunch of season one, like One Piece season one, Mobland season one, The Penguin, Gentleman season one. There's a bunch of season ones that are rewatchable. But he said series. You know what? Landman. But it's not done yet. Lots of good season ones. Not a lot of series. Here's some money you clearly... Oh, I read that one. Not only did the first stream get cut short, but somehow, some way, Gary was still able to find a way to be late for the second attempt. Ryv for $19.99. Thank you. I love the smell of technical difficulties in the evening. It smells like loss. Des Roma for $4.99. I thought Az was the quick one, but it looks like Gary ended extremely premature. Gary, wife and I stopped by the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant. I think you should check it out if you're ever passing through. Yeah, we might pass through again. But that would require us going to North Carolina from Wisconsin to pass through it, which could happen. Is there a Cosmic Summit this year, X-Ray Girl? Did we ever get confirmation of that? I know they gave an update. Yeah, not that I heard of either. I know they gave an update, but I don't know what it was. Alex for $9.99. Gary, I read that one. Regarding 4:12 p.m. Gary, this is why you always have spare Asian around to handle the tech stuff. I have a couple spare Asians. Narco for $5. Look, it's episode 393 now, or episode 392 part 2. Get it right, Boomer. It was a midquel. That's what the episode was. Robert Rood for $1.99. For Jeremy, Friday night tights. I love this show unconditionally. Never change it, queers. We're incapable. But we are proof that anybody can do this, right? Don't get discouraged. Just, temper any expectations. Az can't beat that exit, says Judah for $2. I saw a comment about Star Trek new one, Starfleet. Someone said, I'm 74, balding, white dude. I got part to play Michael Jordan. Point, guess he's sick. Miscasting going on shows. Empo. Thank you. I don't know what to make of that. So I saw a comment about Star Trek. I'm going to try to reword this. Starfleet Academy, someone said, I'm 74, balding white dude, and I got a part to play Michael Jordan. Point, guess he's sick, miscasting going on shows. I'm having a stroke. That's how it was written, though. Road Hypnosis for $5 says, I refuse to support these shows by watching them, except Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I get my entertainment from the different forms of mockery provided by this crew. Cheers. We try. Another episode of Starfleet Academy coming up with the first gratuitous sex scene in Star Trek. Can't wait. Matt Abe for 20 says, hail everyone. First time super chat. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Also, PSA for the ladies looking good isn't everything. 7 to 9 was darn near perfect. 10. But imagine the world we'd have if she kept her husband happy. Oh, Bella Ramsey. Yeah. Jay Mandraco for $2 Bella Ramsey wants to be Spider-Man. What the fuck? Yeah, she can want to be it all she wants. Her career will be over soon. Aren't they cutting Last of Us short? Didn't they want to do 4 seasons and now they're only doing 3? When will Simple Jack join Starfleet Academy? He already has, can be. Hey Gary, I'm dating a model. I think she does a bit of catwalk and she's a little runway. Daddy's girl learned fast, all those things he couldn't say. Damn, son of a bitch. Thank you for the 20 pens. Mom watched James Gunn's Superman on HBO and liked it. Went on to watch Peacemaker, called me horrified. She will not be seeing the next show, even if it's good. Yeah. Not a lot of... They didn't plan it out very well, and it's because the plan is whatever James Gunn likes. Hey, Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, the Marines called. They want their crayons back. Josh Kelsey has dropped $19.99. That's what he does, and he walked away like a Chad, but a Josh. Shelly Pam for $4.99, more or less on time. Are you feeling all right? Hail FNT, hail chat. You're looking, oh my God. Plurcritudinous tonight?
Pultritudinous tonight.
How do you get Paul? It's
Or pultritudinous.
Pultritudinous. What the fuck is that? Now I got to look it up. Sons of a bitches with your words. Pultritudinine. I don't even know if I spelled that right. Having great physical beauty. Used of persons only having great physical beauty. Well, you're not wrong. We're not very smart. Chili Pam for $4.99. More or less. I read that one. Chrissy kicked ass on Timcast. Yes, she did. Next to last Starfighter for $2 says no beardo tax. Not today. Or yes, I guess there's a tax for having no beardo. Yeah. Love seeing Chrissy on Timcast. That was awesome. Thank you. Dagaz Rune. Icons of Horror for £2 proper money. Any of the panel watching Mr. Grizzy Star Wars shill vids? All the time. All the time. I do. I'd chat a lot more, but these YouTube names are lamer and gayer than Star Trek Academy. This is Aiken for $7.99. I hate what they did. Ben for $5 says, Shad and Disbrew. What hope is there for the Stormlight Archives show given the quality decline of Sanderson's work and opinions? I'm hoping I'm wrong. Judah for $10. Mixed appropriately, both can be great. Sure, by itself, it is nice. But why settle for nice when you could have great? The same can be said for steak. U.S. victory again. Must be talking about pineapple on pizza. I can explain it for the Brits. Tea is nice. Steak is nice. Cinnamon ginger is good. Allspice is good. Cinnamon ginger seasons. Milk and honey is good. A1 steak sauce is good. Milk and honey condiment. We got it. Thank you, Judah. Ryan Crawford for $9.99, proper British pounds. While cutting my toenails over the toilet bowl, I slipped and hit my head on the sink, and that's when I had a revelation, reminiscent. The flux capacitor, Marty. We've got to save Star Trek. Do you think Pirates 6 will fail if Depp will not return? It will flop, Layman. It will flop. Not just fail, it will flop. Damien McCloggin for 5 British pounds, proper money. Sam breaking the fourth wall and all the silly pink scribbles was an exact fucking ripoff of the 1991 Nickelodeon kids show Clarissa Explains It All. It's what I heard. Good news, the lost episodes of Fargate have been found. Oh my God. I am a massive Fargate fan. The bad news is they were found in the Epstein files. Oh. Stormbreaker for $2. I'm sending this super chat to be read on Monday. Boom. Your wish is my command. PGMD8 has gifted 1 subscription on Rumble. Lagerticus says, Gary, how many times have you been told not to push that button? Not enough. Thank you for the 20. Matthew Hammond, aren't gay bars in San Francisco just called bars? Yes, they are. Is Clarissa, it's Clarissa Explains It All. Yes, J-Boy. Thank you for the $1. Chrissy, been enjoying you hosting Timcast. You're hilarious. Great job, says Robot Lake. $5. Cheers. She says cheers. Deline Smith for 20 says, does Ryan like all Ella Purnell Fallout? If so, keep him as far away as possible between his forehead and her eyes. That's how you get in real life minions. There weren't 127 million people that tuned in to watch Gay Bunny. They were there to watch the Super Bowl and then got a gay bro show in the middle. Yep. Nobody watched the Super Bowl for Bad Bunny. Nobody. And I think Ryan on Daily today showed some video from the crowd, and nobody was fucking into it at all. But to be fair, that's pretty much a halftime show at the Super Bowl. Now, I imagine like when Michael Jackson did his, people were actually into it. But most of the halftime shows, people are talking, getting beer, taking a piss. Oh, do you have the video? Let's show it. No sound. They're just standing there. Look at that. Oh, that's the reality of it. What the fuck is he saying? ¿Dónde está el baño? Big Worm says, live long and prosper. Then he gives 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Hail, then the psychotic Mongoose backs it up with 1 more. Thank you. Smooth the DJ. Been a member for 19 months, not too long till MegaCon. Can't wait to see y'all there. Go tit and hail the fellowship. See ya in a month, buddy. A little over a month. Did Disney Star Wars do a Budweiser knockoff with Tauntauns? The desecration of Lucas's creation continues. They did, and we reacted to it. I hope the Night of the Seven Kingdoms marks the beginning of the end of nihilism on absolutely everything. We have been heavily demoralized for a decade. I don't think they'll learn any lessons from this at all. I don't. But it shows that when you you make something like this, everybody's just loving the show. And we're not arguing about politics or race swaps or fucking changes to canon. It's just enjoying a show. Now, there's some people out there who will not give the show a chance because it's George R. R. Martin. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's fine. I got to try to talk you into it, but it is genuinely good up through 4 episodes. I mean, I know what happens. I've read the book. So I think this will go down as one of the best shows of the year. Jesus Davila has gifted 1 Nerdrotic Live membership. Hail. And JFA 2711. Is that Jodie Foster's Army? Is that the old punk rock band, JFA? Is that the old punk rock band? X-Ray Girl, talk to the fine people for just a second. Thank you.
Hello. Let's see here. What are you guys saying in chat? Yay here. Yes, Gary is pooping. At least he left a screen to go to the bathroom. Anyways, did anyone take a look at the TPUSA halftime show? I did watch the Bad Bunny one, and as someone who I grew up salsa dancing and liking dance, and so enjoyed some of the dance sequences. I've listened to Bad Bunny music, and it's not the worst. It's not my favorite, but it's good music, easy to dance to. But I enjoyed the performance. It just wasn't a performance that I would have said should be in the Super Bowl. But hey, I'm not an American. I did see a tweet that was funny that was like, all of America is not just the United States. It's North America and South American continents. But I have never really seen American football being played in Canada.
That's the bullshit. By the way, we claim you as American, X-Ray. We do. Okay. You are more than welcome.
Thank you. But when it comes to American football, it's not the continent, it's the country.
And like, listen, America's the country. You can call it North American continent all you want. It's our house. You're a hat. Mexico's our pants. No, our chair. That's the way it is. I don't make the rules. I just make the observations. Yeah, isn't Bad Bunny Puerto Rican? I'm not sure Mexico's going to like love the guy. If you know anything about that lore. If you know anything about that lore. Oh my God. The amount of Mexicans I saw hating other Mexicans in prison was kind of impressive. Like, whoa, holy shit. I've been to Puerto Rico. It's nice. I think they should have their independence. I think they should have their independence. Absolutely. We'll trade, hey, we could trade Denmark, Puerto Rico for Greenland. I didn't say it was a good analogy. I was going off the top of my head. You can definitely think of a better one. Hey, Mexico has great food, though. Great food. Did they mention the 25th anniversary at halftime? I don't know. 250th anniversary. I don't know. Probably not. The NFL that only exists. Listen, it's an American sport. It's never going to really catch on internationally. I think it's catching on more in Europe now, but they would again have to do their own league, which they did already, which didn't work because it would be impossible to have an NFL schedule where teams were regularly going over to Europe. I know they've talked about like giving a London an expansion team, but they'd pretty much only have to play East Coast teams. It would be a scheduling nightmare. Unless they extended the NFL season and we had like multiple buys. And then if you get to that point, you're already at the point where teams will have to, like, the backup quarterback will become, it's an important position, but it might become like one of the single most important positions in football is to have like a good backup quarterback. And are we getting great quarterbacks anymore? We were spoiled, in the 2000s. Like, we've had some great eras of quarterbacks. I don't think we're in one now. I don't pay that much attention, but I just don't think we're in one now. I don't know, though. The NFL could go away tomorrow. I wouldn't care. When's is it this year? When's the next World Baseball Classic? That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Oh, sweet. In March. That's what I'll be watching. The World Baseball Classic. That's fun. That's some good shit. So March 5th through 17th. Yeah, and I was asking the other day because I'm completely ignorant to it. And then I saw the actual numbers and I felt like I normally do, a bit of an idiot. Yeah, the World Cup gets watched by 1.5 billion people. It's a little bigger than the Super Bowl. Just a tad. Is there a okay, let's find that. X-Ray Girl, could you find the episode 5 Night of the Seven Kingdoms trailers? Chat just requested it, and your wish is my command. Yeah, it's slightly bigger. 127 million people watching as opposed to 1.5 billion. Hey, people like soccer. They really like their soccer. But I am looking forward to the World Baseball Classic. That is good stuff. All right, so we got episode 5. This is a big episode. So it's structured like any other Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon season. Is the as Charlie puts it on Emergency Awesome. Listen, I like Charlie. I've been subscribed to his channel forever. And he always does his WTF and calls things trailers when they aren't really trailers. He's all trailer reaction to like a 2-second clip or whatever. Don't care. I like his stuff. Charlie is the one who inspired my one word on the thumbnail. So if you want to know where I got inspired, it was Charlie from Emergency Awesome, who I've been subscribed to forever. He's also the one who said, famously said, if I can find it. Good Lord, I've got too many clips. Oh, how come I can't find it now, X-Ray Girl? Did I get rid of it? I couldn't have got rid of it. Oh, here it is. Charlie did say this.
The funny thing about the negabands on the TV show is that they're actually meant to be a big callback to the OG version of Captain Marvel, the very first version, who was a man called Mar-Vell, who did appear during the Captain Marvel movie in the MCU, but he was played by Annette Bening, so they changed the character just a little bit. What? What the fuck? But he was played by Annette Bening, so they changed the character just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Hit it, X-Ray Girl.
This city is too small for us, Dunk. Let's go.
Hit pause. I forgot to finish my thought there. So they structure it. Yeah, start it over. They structure it like any other Game of Thrones season. So the pretty much what Charlie calls the WTF episode, which is the most significant stuff, doesn't happen in the finale. They do it in the penultimate episode, and then the final episode is pretty much epilogue, mop up, getting you ready for next season. I don't think you're necessarily going to see what they're going to do next season, because the next book takes place months after the events at Ashford Meadow. So this is the episode. So I would recommend, excuse me, everybody just fuck waiting for binge. Go watch the 4 episodes back to back. They're seamless. They're great. Melissa was watching, God damn it. This is annoying as fuck. There we go. Melissa was watching 3 and 4, and she like got up out of her seat when they revealed Egg. She's like, "What?" So that was really cool to see. So yeah, watch them back to back and then lead into this. Okay, hit play.
This city is too small for us, Dunk. Let's go someplace else.
We're gonna get a lot of flashbacks now. So we're gonna get a lot of flashbacks with Dunk in possibly leaving King's Landing from Flea Bottom, how he becomes Sir Arlen's squire. I think you're going to see a little bit from an aftermath of the first Blackfire Rebellion. And we were kind of wondering, like, how much do they, after the events of episode 5, it's not like they have a lot. For example, I'm not going to tell you what the event is, but after the tourney, they do a little, there's very little in the book of the aftermath. So they're going to probably have to add more flashbacks. I wonder if we'll see some Blackfire Rebellion stuff. I think we'll see a lot more. If you want to see Blackfire Rebellion stuff, I think they will add a lot more flashbacks in the next season. There's a lot of opportunity to do that in the next season. Okay, hit play.
Don't lose your nerve now.
May the 7 bear witness to our solemn and bloody offering. May they reveal the guilty in their falseness and find the truth. May the warrior grant victory to the innocent.
Be vigilant. Don't die.
Yeah. This Sunday, 9:45, we will be reacting to it right after the episode is done, Central Time, of course, with Fringy, Mahler, Ryan, Shad, and Jane Theory. If you're out there, if you want to join us, you're welcome to join. I know she's retired from YouTube, but I always want to make sure that the invitation is open to Jane Theory. She's always welcome. It looks good. Yeah, that's the Super Bowl, the Trial of 7. That's my Super Bowl. There you go. Yeah, I mean, Jane had a life outside of YouTube, so she went back to that. I still see her in the chat once in a while and stuff, and I hope she is doing well. She is a wonderful person. Wonderful, wonderful person. Okay, do we have any more? I think we're done. X-Ray Girl. So I think we're done, and we will wrap it up here. Let's see who is streaming. Who's streaming right now? Well, there's me. Excuse me. Ripa is streaming. My Nerdy Home is streaming. Makeup and Media. Is she doing a get ready? Is she like applying her makeup and talking about stuff? That's what Adrienne Curry does. Her streams are great. Highly recommend subscribing to her channel, watching her streams in the morning. It's a based lady right there. So yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Next week, I think we're going to be back to nighttime. It just depends on when I get my Starfleet Academy review done. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on Az's channel for Real BBC. Thank you to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on around here. Thanks to all the lurkers. Thanks to everyone who participated in the chat. Not all who wander are lost, and may the wings of liberty never lose